All right, so you're getting ready for a Foundry Moulder interview.
Yeah,
Well, we've got just the thing for you.
that's right.
Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into RoleCatcher's guides
Oh,
to help
yeah.
you not just answer questions, but like really understand
Right.
what those interviewers are looking
Mhm,
for.
mhm.
Think of this as your like secret weapon
Yeah, your secret weapon.
to stand out from all the other candidates.
Exactly. We're gonna decode the hidden meaning
Ooh.
behind those common questions, give you those aha moments
Uh-huh.
to make a lasting impression.
I love it. And plus, we'll sprinkle in some insights about the career path itself.
Yeah,
So you're not just like prepped for the interview, but also excited about where this job could actually take you.
absolutely. And don't forget
Don't forget.
RoleCatcher's AI.
Ooh, tell me about it.
It's like having a personalized coach
Right.
who analyzes job descriptions and helps you tailor your answers
Hmm.
for maximum impact.
So before we jump into the hot seat,
Yeah.
let's paint a picture.
Okay.
A foundry molder, right? You're not just a factory worker.
No.
You're the one creating the cores that shape the inside of metal castings.
Yeah.
So think like intricate designs
Mm-hmm.
that can withstand crazy heat.
Yeah. It's like a blend of artistry
Right.
and technical skill.
That's exactly what interviewers are looking for, right? They want to see if you've got that hands-on ability,
Mm-hmm.
that problem-solving mindset,
Yeah.
and the passion
And the passion.
for this kind of work.
For sure.
Speaking of passion, the career guide mentions some awesome perks to this job.
Yeah.
Good job opportunities. You know, that hands-on work keeps things interesting.
Gets you on your toes.
Yeah. And you get to constantly learn and grow.
Absolutely. But it's also,
It's not all sunshine and roses.
no, it can be physically demanding.
Right.
Often involves heat, loud noises, and potentially hazardous materials.
So when you're asked why this job,
Right.
they want to see that you really get those realities.
They want to know you're not shying away.
Right. And you're still like, yeah, bring it on.
I'm excited.
Okay, so you've done your homework. You're not shying away from the tough stuff.
Yeah.
You ready for our first question?
Hit me.
All right. Imagine you're sitting across from that interviewer and they say, what inspired you to become a foundry molder?
Okay, so they're not looking for a whole timeline of your life here.
Right.
What they want to see is that spark.
Okay.
That genuine interest that drew you in.
What got you hooked?
Yeah. Did you tinker with metal as a kid? Were you just fascinated by the casting process?
So instead of saying like, I've always liked working with my hands, right? You've
Oh.
got to dig a little deeper, give them a specific anecdote, like a moment in time that really solidified this passion.
Exactly. And be ready for follow-ups too that test your knowledge.
Ooh, like what?
They might ask, what aspects of foundry molding are you most excited about?
Okay.
And this is where you can shine,
Yeah.
Mention a specific technique or a material or even a project that you're fascinated by it.
It shows you're not just looking for any job, you're interested in this craft.
That's right.
Okay, let's move on to a question that tests those technical chops.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so imagine they ask, can you walk us through the process of molding a casting?
All right, so here, they're not expecting a textbook, step by step.
No.
They really want to see is if you understand those core concepts
Right.
and can explain them clearly.
So like you're teaching somebody who's never seen it before.
Exactly.
All right, so hit those main points. Preparing the mold, creating the core, pouring the metal, cooling and finishing.
Yeah.
But don't get lost in all that jargon. Just paint a clear picture.
Right, and you know what to stand out.
Yeah.
Sprinkle in those details that show your experience.
Give me an example.
Like you could say, I've worked extensively with sand casting, and I have experience using both wood and plastic for core creation.
Okay, so those little nuggets that make your answer pop.
Exactly.
And speaking of memorable,
Yes.
RoleCatcher's AI can analyze these questions
Oh, for sure.
and help you tailor your responses.
Yeah.
It identifies those key words
Mm.
and even suggests examples from your experience
Yeah, to make
sure you weave them into your answers.
It's like a personal prep team.
I love it. Okay,
Right.
back to the hot seat.
Right.
The interviewer asks, what are the key skills required for a successful foundry molder?
Okay, this one seems straightforward,
Right.
but they're looking for more than just a list.
Okay.
They want to see if you understand that balance.
Balance.
The technical, the physical, and the mental demands.
Okay, so like what kind of technical skills?
So yeah, talk about those, like reading blueprints, operating machinery, knowing your materials,
Got it.
but also highlight those physical demands like strength and stamina, working in those potentially hot environments.
Yeah.
And don't forget the mental aspect.
Oh, right, of course.
Attention to detail, problem solving, and like following instructions precisely, all crucial in this role.
It's painting the whole picture.
Yeah, the whole picture.
Of a Foundry Moulder.
Of a Foundry Moulder skill set.
Okay, now imagine this follow-up.
Okay.
Can you give me an example of a time you had to apply all three of these skill sets, so technical, physical, and mental, in a previous job or project?
Oh, okay. This is your chance to shine.
Shine.
Have a specific story ready that shows you can handle those multifaceted demands.
All right, so let's talk about safety.
Yes.
Which is, super important
Crucial.
in a Foundry environment.
Absolutely.
What would you say if the interviewer asked, what are the safety precautions you take while working in a Foundry?
Okay, this is non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
They want to see you prioritize safety above everything else.
So go beyond just the basics.
Yeah, like wearing your PPE.
Yeah.
Talk about being proactive, following those protocols, maintaining a clean workspace, and like constantly being aware of your surroundings.
So it's about demonstrating that
Yeah.
safety-first mindset.
Exactly. And a really smart follow-up question might be, can you describe a time you noticed a potential safety hazard and took steps to address it?
Ooh, so this is where you can, show them. You're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk.
Yeah, have a specific example ready that highlights that commitment to a safe working environment.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about quality control.
Okay, quality control.
Imagine they ask,
Yeah.
how do you ensure castings meet the required specifications and tolerances?
Okay, they are looking for meticulous attention to detail.
Okay.
Talk about your process for inspection, the tools that you use, and how you compare your work against those blueprints.
Don't just list the tools, though, right?
Right.
You got to explain how you actually use them to make sure things are accurate.
Yeah.
Give me an example.
So you could say something like, I use calipers to measure those critical dimensions and ensure they fall within the specified tolerances.
So it's about being specific.
Yes.
Now, be ready for a tricky follow-up.
Ooh, tricky.
Can you describe a time when a casting didn't meet the specifications?
Oh.
How did you identify the problem and correct it?
So this is where you show off your problem-solving skill
Yes.
and your ability to learn from those mistakes.
Right.
Now, speaking of learning,
Yes.
before we move on to more questions,
No way.
let's touch on that career path itself.
Okay.
The career guide outlines a clear progression
Okay.
from entry level to senior Foundry Moulder.
I love it. Knowing these stages can help you answer those, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Exactly. Yeah.
So you can show them you understand the growth potential and that you're thinking long-term.
Absolutely.
Okay, so walk me through it.
So you start at entry level.
Okay.
You're focusing on mastering those basic core creations.
Okay.
As you gain experience, you move to junior, then experienced.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking on more complex tasks and maybe even leading those small teams.
Cool.
And that ultimate goal,
Tell me.
becoming that senior Foundry Moulder,
Nice.
the master of your craft, overseeing operations, optimizing processes, and mentoring the next generation.
I love it. But remember, this is just one path.
That's right.
You could specialize, move into management, or even branch out into related fields.
Possibilities are endless.
The possibilities are pretty exciting.
It's all about finding what you're passionate about and building your career around it.
So what do you say?
What do I say?
Ready to dive back into those interview questions?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's keep this momentum going.
Okay, so let's imagine the interviewer throws you a curveball.
Ugh.
Can you describe a time you had to troubleshoot a problem in the Foundry?
Ooh. This is where those real-world experiences come in.
Yes.
It's not just knowing the theory, it's showing them you can handle the heat.
Literally.
Literally.
You remember?
Remember what?
The STAR method.
Okay, tell me about it.
Situation, task, action, result.
Okay.
Paint that scene, describe the problem, outline your steps, and then highlight that positive outcome.
So instead of just saying, I'm a good problem solver,
Right.
you got to tell the story.
Tell that story.
That shows them your skills in action.
And be ready for follow-ups that dig deeper.
Oh, deeper.
Yeah, like they might ask,
Okay.
what were some alternative solutions you considered?
Yeah.
And why did you choose that one?
So they're really trying to get in your head.
Exactly. They want to see you're not just reacting, you're thinking critically and weighing your options.
It's all about handling that pressure.
Yes.
And making informed decisions.
Okay, you ready for a question that can be kind of tricky?
Oh, tricky. I like it.
How would you handle a situation where a coworker was not following safety protocols?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It is. It's about showing that commitment to safety
Right.
and your ability to handle those sensitive situations, professionally.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance.
It is, yeah.
You got to be direct about the problem,
Right.
but also maintain that positive working relationship.
Exactly. So start by emphasizing
Okay.
that safety is non-negotiable
Right.
for everyone in the Foundry.
For everyone.
Yeah, explain that you'd approach that coworker calmly and respectfully and point out those potential risks.
Right. And don't be afraid to mention
Yes.
that you'd escalate it to a supervisor if you needed to.
Exactly. It shows you're serious about maintaining those standards.
So they might follow up and say,
Yeah.
have you ever actually encountered a similar situation?
Yeah.
What was the outcome?
This is where you can share a brief anecdote that highlights your conflict resolution skills.
And hopefully a positive resolution.
A positive resolution, yeah.
Okay, let's say you're going for a more senior position.
Okay, senior position.
They might ask,
All right.
how would you approach training and mentoring a new Foundry Moulder?
Ooh, okay, so this is all about showcasing those leadership skills.
Right.
Your patience and your ability to effectively transfer knowledge.
So think back to when you were a newbie.
Yeah, right.
What kind of guidance would have been most helpful for you?
Exactly.
Okay, so it's about creating that supportive environment
A supportive learning environment.
where someone can really thrive, right?
Yes.
So mention things like breaking down complex tasks,
Yeah.
providing clear demonstrations, offering constructive feedback, and encouraging questions.
And of course, emphasize that safety training right from the start.
Day one.
Day one.
Yeah.
They might also ask,
Oh, yeah.
what qualities do you think are most important in a successful Foundry Moulder? And how would you assess those qualities in a new trainee?
Oh, okay. So this one lets you show off what you know
Yes.
about the skills and that mindset needed.
To excel.
Yeah, excel.
Before we go any further, I want to highlight
Yeah.
how RoleCatcher's AI can be incredibly helpful for questions just like this.
Yes, it can analyze those leadership-focused questions and suggest relevant examples from your experience
Right.
to weave into those answers.
Let's say you've led a team project in the past.
Okay.
Even if it wasn't in a Foundry setting.
Yeah.
The AI can help you connect those experiences
Okay.
to the specific qualities needed in a Foundry Moulder to make your answer even more impactful.
So it's all about showcasing your transferable skills
Exactly.
and proving you're ready to lead.
Okay, ready for another question?
Hit me.
What are some of the challenges you anticipate facing in this role, and how would you approach overcoming them?
Oh, good question.
It is a good one.
So they're not looking for complaints, right?
No.
They want to see that you understand what the job really entails
Exactly.
and that you're proactive
Yes.
about solving those problems.
So think about those inherent challenges,
Okay, like what?
like tight deadlines, intricate designs, working with molten metal, potential equipment malfunction.
Right. Things can go wrong.
Things happen.
Yeah.
And then outline your strategies for mitigating those challenges.
Okay, so what are your strategies?
You could mention careful planning,
Right.
clear communication, double-checking your work, staying calm under pressure,
Right. Keeping a cool head.
and knowing when to ask for help from those experienced colleagues.
It's about showing them
Yeah.
that you're not afraid of those challenges, you've got a plan, and you're ready to roll with the punches.
And be ready for that follow-up question.
Well, follow.
Can you give me an example of a time you faced a significant challenge at work and how you successfully navigated it?
It's story time again.
Story time.
Yeah.
This is where you share a story that really demonstrates your resilience
Right.
and those problem-solving skills.
Okay, so let's shift gears
Let's shift gears.
a little bit
Okay.
and talk about career aspirations.
Career aspiration, I like it.
So imagine the interviewer says, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ah, the classic.
The classic. That throws people off.
It does, but don't worry.
We got this.
Remember that career path we talked about?
Yes.
Having a clear understanding of those stages can really help you answer this thoughtfully.
It shows you're thinking long term.
Yes, and that your goals align with the company's vision.
So be specific.
Right. Be specific.
Don't just say, I want to advance my career.
Yeah.
Tell them about a particular position
Yeah.
or a skill you want to master.
Give me an example.
Okay, so you could say, in 5 years, I aspire to become an experienced Foundry Moulder, leading complex casting projects and mentoring junior team members.
There you go.
Right.
That shows you thought about it.
You've thought about it.
And you're motivated to grow within the company.
Okay, so be ready for them to ask,
Mm-hmm.
what steps are you taking to achieve those goals.
Oh, ooh, that's a good one.
This is where you mention any courses or certifications that you're doing to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly, showing that you're proactive,
Dedicated.
dedicated to continuous learning.
It's amazing how RoleCatcher's AI can really personalize your prep for a question like this.
Oh, it's incredible.
We can analyze those goals and suggest resources or training programs to help you hit those milestones.
It's like having a career counselor built into the platform.
I love it. Okay, back to the interview.
Back to the interview.
What are your salary expectations?
Ooh, that tricky one.
That's the one everybody gets nervous about.
It is, but it's important to be prepared.
So do your research.
Do
your research.
Check out industry benchmarks.
Yes.
Your experience level.
Consider the location, the size of the company.
It all matters.
It all matters, and don't be afraid to negotiate.
Right. It's a two-way street.
It's a conversation. You deserve to advocate for yourself.
So they might follow up and say,
Yeah.
what are some non-salary benefits that are important to you?
Ooh, this is where you can mention things like healthcare coverage,
Right. Retirement plans.
professional development opportunities, maybe even flexible work
Yeah.
arrangements.
So it's not just about the paycheck.
It's the whole package.
The whole package.
The whole package.
Okay. Here's a good one.
Right?
Why are you interested in working for this particular foundry? Ooh, okay. This is where your research about the company comes into play.
They want to see if you've done your homework.
Yeah, they want to see if your values align with theirs.
So go beyond just like regurgitating facts from their website.
Right.
You got to talk about what genuinely speaks to you.
Exactly.
So maybe it's their commitment to innovation, their focus on sustainability,
Yeah, their employee-centric culture.
their reputation
Mm-hmm.
for producing those top-notch castings.
It's about showing them.
It's showing them you're not just looking for any job.
Yeah.
You want this job.
This one
You want in.
You want in at this company.
So a good follow-up from them might be, what are some of your personal values?
Yeah.
And how do you see them aligning with the company's values?
Yeah, this gives you a chance to demonstrate your self-awareness.
Right.
And highlight why you'd be such a good fit for their team.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Hit me.
The question that makes everyone sweat a little bit,
Oh no, what is it?
what are some of your weaknesses?
Ugh. The classic weakness question.
The weakness question.
This one's all about self-awareness.
Right.
And your willingness to learn and grow.
So how do you answer this one?
The key here is to choose a weakness.
Okay.
That's not critical to the role, but something that you're actively working to improve.
So turn that weakness into a strength.
Exactly.
Give me an example.
So you could say something like, I sometimes get so focused on the details that I lose track of the bigger picture. However, I'm actively working on improving my time management skills and prioritizing tasks more effectively.
Perfect.
And they might follow up with, can you give me an example of a time when your weakness impacted your work and what steps you took to address it?
So it's about owning it
Owning it.
and showing that you're learning and growing.
Exactly.
So what do you think?
I think we've covered a lot.
We've covered a ton of ground.
From those technical skills to safety, leadership, and even those tricky self-reflection questions.
But before we wrap up this deep dive,
Yes.
I want to emphasize one more thing.
Okay, what's that?
We've prepped for all kinds of questions.
We really have.
Technical, safety, leadership, even those like self-reflection ones.
But, you know,
Yeah.
it's important to remember
What's that?
the interview is a two-way street.
Ooh, tell me more.
It's your chance to see if the Foundry's the right fit for you.
So don't be shy.
No.
Ask those questions.
Absolutely.
About their culture, the team.
Yeah, training, anything that matters to you.
Shows you're thoughtful
It does.
and that you really want to find the right place.
You know, beyond the skills, the technical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
what makes a Foundry Moulder truly successful
Yeah.
is their mindset.
Ooh, I like that.
Right.
What qualities do you think are essential, like to really thrive in this kind of environment?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
Molten metal,
Yeah.
intricate designs,
Yeah.
tight deadlines.
It's intense.
It takes resilience,
Okay.
a willingness to embrace those challenges,
Right.
and a passion.
Oh, true passion. That's what makes the difference.
Yeah, you need that attention to detail,
Right.
the ability to handle pressure,
Keep a cool head.
and the grit to bounce back from setbacks.
You got to be tough.
You do, and don't forget teamwork.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Foundry work, it's collaborative.
Right.
So being able to communicate, support your colleagues, celebrate those successes together,
Yeah, it makes all the difference.
it really does.
So listener, as you get ready for that interview,
Mm-hmm.
showcase your skills,
Yes.
but let that passion
the passion.
and your work ethic
Hmm.
shine through.
That's what makes an impression.
And if you want a secret weapon,
Mm-hmm.
to refine those answers,
Oh, yeah.
practice your delivery,
Mm-hmm.
and even get noticed by the right employers.
RoleCatcher's AI
There you go.
is there to support you every step of the way.
It's like your coach,
Your cheerleader.
all in one.
So go out there.
Crush that interview
Crush it.
and get
Get
ready
ready.
to shape some metal magic.
Happy casting.